Welcome to Synthaholics. This is your host, David Duncan, and with me is...
Brian. I can't say any more than that, otherwise my name will adjust to whatever I say before or after that.
Exactly. He's not just Brian anymore. Now he's just Brian.
No, you can't. You can't just copy exactly what I say again.
No. You're Brian instead of just Brian.
Brian, just this week.
This week.
Who knows? Maybe next week I'll be dressed up as in a whole cosplay of whatever the heck we're podcasting on next.
Oh yeah, you're gonna dress up as Moraine. That'll be fun.
I mean, they do have very high quality costume design in that show.
Did you get a new Moraine wig?
No, what was B-Leg? My name B-Leg. That wig is gone.
You only dress up as things when we talk about Rings of Power.
Yeah, it's only Rings of Power. That show is so bad. So I had to try to do something to not make it as bad. I don't know if I could wear that wig again though. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Rings of Power because we'll just go on a tangent for 45 minutes about why Rings of Power is not a good show.
And it would be all true.
No, that's a good show. But David, we're here to talk about Invincible season 3. We made it 3 seasons through this sucker.
How is it out so fast? I mean, I've been seeing some things on the internet saying the animation is a lot worse this season, and I mean, like, it's definitely not as good as season 1.
But it doesn't.
They also got it out really fast.
Were we late to season 2, or were we on time for season 2?
We were late.
Oh, we were late. Maybe it doesn't feel like that bad to us because we watched season 2 like a year after it came out or something, and then we watched this as it aired or as it just finished airing or something. I think it was just finished airing when we started watching this because we didn't even know it was out. I didn't see any. There was no trailers. I had no idea this was airing. It just like a meme came across when the we'll get to it, but in the last episode, that big guy, I don't remember his name, Conquer, whatever his name, what was that?
Conquer's Bad Fur Day, I think it was.
Whatever that, yeah.
Conqueror.
That exactly, that was it. But when he came, I started seeing memes of that, and I was like, what is this? And that's when I brought up to you that I was like, oh, I think Invincible's out. Then we looked into it, and it turns out it was out. But David, like Invincible season 3, what are you gonna rate this season? Animation issues aside, or maybe we're just jaded from animation because we just watched Arcane, and now we're going from like the greatest animated thing to this is kind of towards bottom mid.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it probably an 8.5. It was really solid this season, and I'm really happy that this season ended. Where it felt like an ending, and then also you're setting up stuff for next season. Whereas last end of season 2 was like, what? It's over? It didn't feel like there was any setup. It was just it just kind of stopped. This season has okay, this is a nice bookend for the season. We had a big fight. Mark broke all of his limbs. It was flying around.
Every single one.
Just just a flying hunk of meat, smashing things with the parts of his body that aren't broken. And then we had multiple setups for the next season with the alien majiggers. We've got Battle Beast, who is voiced by my favorite Michael Dorn from Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Battle Beast is pretty cool. He just wants to fight.
He's complete with lines from Star Trek: The Next Generation. You have no honor. Today's a good day to die. I'm gonna kill you.
Star Trek lines.
He's saying Star Trek lines. That's how I was trying to find someone who.
I wonder if he wrote his own character then.
I want to know. I haven't read the original Invincible comic, so I was asking you earlier if you'd read and I was reaching out to Aaron, our old podcast host, if he had read it. He hadn't gotten back to me. I really want to know if Battle Beast talks like Worf in the original comic, or if they just wrote his lines to sound more like Worf because he's being voiced by Michael Dorn, who played Worf. I'm really curious.
I feel like I'd pick that one. I don't know. When did Invincible comic even come out?
I don't know. But I mean,
we can find out real quick.
Star Trek was out in the 80s. But yeah, this season was really good. It felt like it had a definitive ending for a season.
Yep.
I felt it felt like an ending, and I was like, okay, that's cool. I mean, there's obviously more to come. You're setting up for next season. That's good. I like that. Season 2 felt like half of a season where you just like it just stops and you're just waiting for the next half to come out. So I narratively I feel much more fulfilled watching this season. So yeah. What about you? What are your takeaway for this season?
I think this season is the second best season. Season 2 is definitely the weakest. Season 1, I don't know if anything's going to be able to beat that season 1 like finale in episode 1 with Omni-Man, cuz that was like a big shock. So I don't know
And
if
the
that's really
animation is
beatable at
just
this point.
and the animation is just so much better in that first season, but it also took them
Yeah.
3 years to do it. I think there was only a 1 year turnaround on season 3.
They probably need more people. But I would give this season about an 8. I do have a bone to pick with this season that we'll get into. But overall, story wise, from beginning to end of this season, I think it's pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good story. They're still
Mhm.
setting, as you said, they're setting stuff up. The Conqueror guy or whatever is not. He's obviously not going to be killed. I like that. Mark and Cecil are like fighting now. They don't like each other anymore, and those are by far the two most interesting characters on Earth. Omni Man is the most interesting character to me. So I
Just
don't know if
because he's
I don't
voiced
know
by
what people
J.K.
think about that.
Simmons. If he
What?
wasn't voiced by J.K. Simmons, would he be the most interesting character?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm gonna
That's a good
say
question.
I'm gonna say probably not.
Yeah, but who's the most interesting? What's the most interesting storyline to you? To me, it's Omni Man because of J.K. Simmons mostly.
well,
But he does have the most interesting story. I feel like he does.
well, the finale's got me like all about Adam Eve because
About just
she
about her.
might.
Yeah, but she's not the end game.
Well, no, but she's like she's got godlike powers, and they've like Cecil has nerfed her somehow.
Do you think they're going to find out a way to unnerf her?
Oh, I really hope so. I really hope they unnerf her. That
Well,
would be
they nerfed her
amazing.
because she's not allowed to change like actual matter or something
She's
like
not allowed to change.
biological.
She's not allowed to change sentient matter, which would just make her like invincible. Like she would really be the one who is invincible,
Yeah.
because she could just like, oh, you're a bad guy here. You're now dust. Poof.
You are now a
Like
piece of cheese.
yeah, and she eats it. Like she could just
That'd be a wild way to end the whole show. She just turns like Omni Man into a well. Omni Man seems like he's turning into like a good guy now.
he's
But
he's moving from lawful evil to true neutral. He's on the alignment chart.
that's probably what it feels like that's where he's going. He's starting to rebel against his Viltrumite people. So before we get into the good, I want to get with the bone I got to pick, David. There's a bone I got to pick.
You got a boner to pick?
Exactly. Mark's power level in this show is not consistent at all. It seems like there is some episodes where like there's a dragon episode where he just gets like destroyed by a dragon. But then in like the last episode he becomes like basically Superman where he's just like on a completely different level of everybody else. I
Hmm.
don't like that at all where it feels like they're just stalling sometimes to get to like the main characters because they don't have a story if they just follow the like main storyline for Mark. So they like interject with all these like smaller characters like the earthquake guy. He's just a he's just a normal guy that has like earthquake gloves. It's like that guy shouldn't be a problem at all for Mark considering he can just fly in space. It's like I don't know. That's my problem with
And the
it.
fact that he's come up 3 seasons and he's been like,
Yeah, he's like a recurring character that just has like earthquake gloves.
and he
Or
gets
even the
stronger each
electricity
time.
guy. Like they it's like if you kick the electricity guy, he gains more electricity, becomes more powerful. It's like that guy is just like a non-issue. He should be a not even like an issue at all. It feels like he's not really an issue in the show, but it feels like it's just like one kick, he should just immediately be dead. But that's not what they do with him. So that's my biggest problem I have with this season in particular is like I feel like they need to make Mark a little bit more like show off that he is like this incredibly strong character because they had that one episode that's behind me where they had a bunch of Marks fight
Yeah.
and all of them were just like they had one Mark just go to Justice League people and just kill all of them with no problem. He's on the same level as the Mark that's from like our world, and that I don't know. I don't. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like it's balanced. It's like one Mark comes over, they destroy the whole planet, but then our Mark like dies to like a dragon.
Well, I mean, that's not just Invincible's problem. Most superhero franchises have the scaling bad guy problem. Or this not the scaling bad guy, the scaling hero problem, where our heroes are like strong or weak depending on what the script needs at the current point in time.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I mean, part of my problem with Endgame is just like, so we've got Thanos with no Infinity Gauntlet, no stones. He's just normal Thanos, and they're still like losing. Like three
yeah.
people are still
That is true.
they're
That's
losing
true.
they're losing to them. But in the previous movie, he had the Infinity Stones, most of them. I mean, he did get them all at the very end, but he had most of them. He had the gauntlet, so he was powered up. And then like Thor almost single handedly kills him, and then
Well, they had a nerf Thor in that
Captain
because he did do that.
and then Captain America also was like holding his own against him. And like we had Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man all fighting unpowered Thanos, and they were still losing. I'm like, what? I don't know. Like power scaling in superhero stuff, I guess is hard, or maybe writing well is hard. I don't know.
Well, I'm more I wonder if there's like not a super like a ton of content. They want to like obviously milk the show as much as they can. That's what you would want to do with any show to keep it
Yeah,
going.
I think they
So if they
wanted to go
just
like
did like the main story, maybe it'd only be like 2 seasons or something like
I
that.
think they want to go 7. I think I heard them
You want to go
talking about.
7 seasons with this?
I think so.
How long is the comic that long?
I don't know. I mean, the only reason I mean, they might be milking it to make it last longer, but also like I really hope that Gloves guy and then like electric guy who gets stronger when you hit him. I hope there's like a payoff for them being in the show instead of just being one offs. Like
How
if
could
there's
there
a
be though?
like
Like
if
they're
there
just
I
completely
don't
different level.
I don't know, but like the fact that the Quake guy has come up in 3 seasons in a row, I feel like there's got to be some kind of payoff for him to keep
Yeah,
coming
he's
up.
not just you don't want him to hope he's just like stalling for time. He's just stalling episodes.
Yeah, I hope he's just not wasting an episode each season. You know what I mean? Like I really hope
Yeah.
there's like a reason, and like there's some kind of end game to him being there. I hope there's an end game for the electric guy also because he's voiced by Aaron Paul. You know,
Yeah.
Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. You know, like he screams like and is just full of anguish, like almost like nobody else. Like he got a lot of
He does have a particular skill for that.
he like just like the tortured anguish is like his
He's been
like
typecast into the tortured anguish character.
he's very good at that. He had a lot of experience being tortured anguish in Breaking Bad, and it's just like, man, where's that voice? I know that voice. I didn't recognize it. I had to hit pause. Aaron Paul. I was like, oh yes, of course, it's Aaron Paul. No one else
Yeah.
does the tortured sad scream like he does.
Do you have a hard time caring about any of the other characters? To me, it feels like even the like immortal now or the duplicate one where they like multiply or even the robot guy. It feels like these characters don't even matter anymore. It's I didn't Adam Eve has always been one of my favorite characters. And but now that they definitely like they buffed her this season for sure, like majorly. Now
Yeah,
that they buffed her, now it feels like she's like a mainstay character where it's like she's good, she's important now. But all these other characters just they can't do anything. I did like Rex, but his power was basically useless to somebody who's fighting Invincible.
I mean, he's basically Gambit from the X-Men.
Yeah, yeah. Did you like? Do you like Rex? In the first 2 seasons, it's like I didn't like him, but he started to like grow on me.
Oh yeah, like this season, like they definitely turned around to make you like him, and then they killed him, which is like good because I mean we hated him in the first 2 seasons, but at least he was a developed character. I hate it when a TV show has
Just
a
kills to kill.
character has a character that's never really mentioned. They're basically background character. They don't say anything. They don't do anything. And then we get a
Yeah,
whole episode dedicated to this character that we've never really heard anything from other than like one-off lines here and there. They dedicate a whole episode to the character and then kill them at the end. It's like, well, of course you're gonna kill him at the end. They've never had this much screen time before, so we're gonna try to build up
Get rid
this
of him.
like motions for them and then kill them like in the same episode. I'm like, well, that's not how you do it. If you start focusing on a character you've never focused on before, you should either a not kill them until like a later episode, or like
Sure.
or just don't do it at all, because I mean the stakes are just like not there. So many
Well,
I feel like so many shows do that, and it's just
a lot of shows do that.
it's really ineffective, and I don't care. But like seeing Rex go from like this like asshole from season 1, and then season 2 where he's like
A little better.
slightly less of an asshole, and then season 3 where he's like becoming a decent human being.
Yeah.
That was cool, and then like him dying like actually means something.
It was. It felt like, oh man, it's like I like that guy.
Like I was
Like
coming.
why don't
I
you go
was
kill like Duplicate or something? Nobody cares about her.
Yeah, no one cares about Duplicate. Yeah, exactly. Like Duplicate doesn't have much of a character. Like basically, she was there to have Rex cheat on her with so Adam and Eve would get
Her
mad.
existence was to make Rex a better character.
Basically, yeah. Duplicate just doesn't have much of a character. Like if they killed Duplicate, I wouldn't care. But I mean,
Well, they do. They kill her all the time. She dies
I know,
all the time.
like killing her to the end would have
Well, she
like
should. Isn't she dead now, or I don't remember.
no.
Because the
She's
one Invincible went and killed all the Guardians. I don't remember if she killed, or
well,
if that
well,
Mark killed everybody there.
she says she keeps like one of herself far away from everything.
Yeah, she did. She did say, to her. I'm assuming that's her brother. There's another Duple man,
Yeah.
Duple Mike. I don't know what his name is, but she says to him, "You know how hard we are to kill." So she'll probably never die then.
Yeah, I mean she said she always like keeps a copy of herself somewhere else, which makes sense. If you're gonna if you die when all your I would definitely just keep one of myself like far away, like like playing Tetris or
Yeah,
something.
you wouldn't have to worry. You wouldn't have to worry about it. Hide it under a mattress.
And then like you watch the news and it's just like, oh look, a Duplicate died. I'm like, oh, I guess I'll duplicate another one. And then that person your duplicate goes off and you still stay like
Yeah,
playing Tetris or whatever. Like just
you could do that.
whatever you do. Yeah,
Do you
absolutely.
think Mark is going to become the strongest character? Because we don't get a whole lot of J.K. Simmons this season, unfortunately. Unfortunately, sadly, that guy, we need more of him. But he says that there's like 40 Viltrumites that have pure Viltrumite like blood, or what, they're 100% Viltrumites. I'm assuming those ones are going to be the strongest, and Mark is only half.
Mhm.
So I don't know if Mark will ever be able to like overcome certain Viltrumites. Are they always going to be stronger? Or are they going to power him up to be where he is the strongest? I don't know what they're going to do there. That's my guess.
I mean,
Do you have do you
I think Mark's gonna struggle being the strongest, which is weird, and it's also bringing a problem with the idea of like conquest being one of the strongest ones, because
Yeah. Well,
I don't think that's true based on some stuff I've seen from the comic book, which I don't even know if they're actually gonna get into in the show.
so he's
Because
not. So there's other characters. Well, who's ever the leader of the Viltrumites is probably.
the
I
strongest.
mean, I feel like you got to be. That guy would have to be the
Well,
strongest.
it's just that Conquest said something about like I do atrocities
Everybody
and
hates me. I just do what I'm told.
they get scared of me, which made it feel like he was the strongest because like he just
Or
doesn't
one of the stronger ones.
yeah, and the fact that Mark beat him and will probably be stronger for it. But
I
also
wonder how
like
strong that Conquest is compared to Omni-Man. Is Omni-Man actually that strong, or is he just like a standard Viltrumite, or is he maybe a little stronger than a
well,
normal Viltrumite? Like, I don't.
well,
Where does he stand? He's
all the
probably pretty
ones that
strong.
are left are the strongest of the strong, because there's only like 50 total and they've like lost
Oh, there's only
8.
like 50 Viltrumites total.
I think that's what they
Oh,
said. That's what J.K. Simmons said. He's like, they're not gonna come. They're not gonna come for me. There's not very many Viltrumites left, so they killed
no,
like
I thought he was referencing how many like purebloods there are, not just how many Viltrumites in
oh
total there are.
well purebloods, but that's all Viltrumites care about.
Yeah, they only care about being pure. Everything, they're perfect. They're the perfect human being. What about Alvin the alien, or Alan the alien? What about him?
Alan
He
the
got super buff too.
Alan the alien's also up there on the power level. Although, like, if they ever unnerf Eve, I think she's the strongest character.
Yeah, she'd probably the only reason she would the only reason is because she could die is because well now I don't even know if she can die.
Well, yeah, I mean, like whenever she dies, she just auto resurrects. Like she just like.
Yeah, at the end of the last
Although that
episode,
makes
she goes and
sense.
saves,
Although
tries to
that
save Mark,
although that
but
makes
not.
sense from season two why Mark just paralyzed her because she's still mostly alive. Her body's intact. She's just alive and stuck. Like she's got to be
Yeah,
like utterly decimated for her body to reboot. That's why he just broke her neck.
I don't know, man. I have no. All I know is that the only reason she would lose is because she doesn't have like superhuman speed or anything. So I suppose a Viltrumite could just like kind of just get rid of her real fast.
I
But
mean,
then if she can just res herself, I guess if
I,
you just like absolutely dismantle her body or something,
I mean,
which
if she,
they kind of do in this season.
well, I mean, she would probably have to be like thrown into the sun and like just like have every single one of her molecules destroyed.
You think she? I guess they could make her come back with just like having one atom of her or something. That is her
Yeah,
name after all.
Adam Eve. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
See that? Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like Deadpool. Like Deadpool, I think Deadpool could come back from like basically just an atom.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Maybe
Like,
they can do. Adam Eve is such a good name. That's such a good name. I like that name a lot. They do. Some of the names are really clever. Adam Eve is definitely one of them.
I like how she like basically made herself Iron Man at the end, where she like just all the like she just made like armor parts out of her
Yeah.
pink matter.
Do you care about the Mark's younger brother, the purple guy that's like half bug, half?
I think he's gonna be a villain.
He's
He
got
is.
villain. He's got villain written all over him.
He's Omni Man Junior. Of course, he's got villain written all over
He
him,
does have
and
villain
and,
blood written all over
and
him.
he's like killing is cool, and then Mark at the end of the season's like, you know what, little brother, killing is kind of cool. Finally,
Sometimes you have to kill to get the job done. I kind of was hoping that Conquest was going to rip him apart. I don't really like him as a character, so I was hoping that like Conquest, it would have like I thought that was going to be the moment where they were gonna like that was gonna make Mark's like breaking point where he's like, oh my god, now I have to kill this guy, and I thought it was gonna be his little brother dying, but they didn't kill him.
yeah. I
They
mean,
almost
my
killed him though. Conquest almost killed him.
biggest bone to pick with the show is that how it's like it's a very obviously rated R violent graphic show, but then is anything approaching sex happens, they're like, we're gonna go look over here. I was like, it's a very
My the only
it's a very PG childish way to handle sex. I don't know. It's like it's really weird. The show is like extremely rated R, but then we're gonna like oh we're
the violence is definitely rated R. I mean, Adam Eve gets like literally her like intestines pulled out of her.
yeah, and they're
But
just like
yeah,
flailing in the wind.
I thought of that when I was watching the show, and the only thing I could think of was like just the animation quality. They don't have the animation quality to like make it look right. That was the only thing I could think of.
I mean, I guess, but still, like, I mean, like, you could start doing. It doesn't have to be a full-on sex scene, but it just feels bad the way they handle it. Like they could just have them kiss, and then they're obviously getting naked. It's like okay, we can just cut over. It just naturally cuts. But the fact that they point out, it's like, oh, we're gonna let them have their privacy, and we're gonna look and see what Adam,
We have the
what Alan the alien is
not only
doing.
are they having their privacy in the house, they're also having the privacy from us.
I don't know. It puts like a weird like tonally. It doesn't work for the show.
Well, it is just compared to how if you compare it to how violent it is. It's one of the most. I mean, if this was like live action, this would be like, nah, it might be past rated R.
Yeah, it just totally doesn't make sense. And this is coming from a guy that likes the Yakuza series, where that thing is totally all over the place. But I don't know why, but in Yakuza it works. But I think the tonal shift is more like a
Well,
roller
Yakuza's
coaster.
wacky.
Well, the in Yakuza the tonal shifts is like a roller coaster. It's the to add some levity to something, but it only happens in Invincible whenever they're about to have sex because it happened in season two and it happened in or maybe season one, whichever season sex happened in before.
Yeah.
They always like do this like awkward cutaway, that is tonally different from the rest of the show. They don't do anything tonally silly like that except for that. Or Yakuza does something totally silly all the time, so it balances itself out.
Yeah, I don't really have a good answer for you on that one because it's definitely a rated R show, but they do kind of gloss over it. I don't know. It's definitely a creative decision on their part.
Yeah, but I mean, you could just have them kiss and start undressing, and then you know what's happening, and then you just like cut to something else. So you don't have to do a full sex scene. The voiceover for it is just out of it. I don't know. That's just me. What does it is it weird to you?
It's a little weird, but like I didn't put that. I haven't put this much thought into it
I
before.
see.
I did think of it when because some of the episodes it is like they're in the mom's house or whatever, and they're in the Mark's room or whatever, and that's it's going to happen, but they don't. I don't know. They don't. It does. I was thinking it was a little weird because it's like Mark just got back from like ripping people in half, and now it's like, okay, we gotta cut away from this now.
Well, and then in the last episode, they're getting ready to have a sex scene, and then they didn't do the cutaway. So I was expecting the awkward cutaway to happen, and they didn't do it. They just showed like his suit melting, and I'm like, oh, well, that's set up for something, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Maybe Adam Eve is just gonna die.
She'll just do the Logan where she just starts falling apart, where she can't hold her.
That's true. Oh man, I forgot that happened. What are they gonna do with her? That's true. She is failing then.
Oh, she hasn't even unlocked her full potential. She only unlocks her full potential just to reboot.
Maybe that was her moment. Maybe that's it. Maybe she's just gonna
No,
die in the end, and that's
no.
that's what's gonna end up breaking Mark to like go psychopath.
Maybe.
Who knows? They'll have to maybe Omni Man and him will team up again, and they'll go fight the Viltrumite army or whatever. I did like the presence Conquest had. Like we had no idea who this character was up until like the last episode, and this guy just came down and just like commanded the entire episode. He didn't even say that, but he just like he had such like a strong demeanor throughout the whole episode where it's like I actually don't know, like we knew that Mark is not going to die. Obviously Mark cannot die. The show can't exist without him. But it felt like anytime he interacted with anybody else, I was like, I don't know, man. This might be it for this guy.
This might
But
be it. I mean, we thought Adam Eve was a goner.
I didn't think she was gonna come back. I thought she legitimately was gonna. I didn't think she had plot armor enough to survive that. I thought she really was gonna die because it seemed like at that point that is what Mark needed, something to like latch onto to actually defeat this guy, because Conquest was. I mean, even the fight scene that they had, they did the callback to the first season where he holds his neck up and they go through the subway.
Yeah.
Where Omni Man holds him up. They did the same thing with Conquest, and they just like tore him through a bunch of people on a beach.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Viltrumites love using people as people destroyers. Just
Yeah, they did kill. Conquest did kill a lot of people in that last episode. So
Mark has killed so many people
inadvertently,
by being used as a bludgeon.
that is true. He doesn't want to kill people, but he has killed people. Like he has killed a ton of people.
He has killed countless people by just being helpless.
Yeah. Now, what do you think about Cecil this season? I personally am very invested in Cecil. I think he's story number 2 to me. It's Omni Man and then Cecil.
Cecil's probably one of my favorite characters. We got a backstory from him this season, which was kind of nice. We see how his face got messed up because he got melted by some acid stuff.
Yep.
He's an interesting character. I'm probably most invested in him because he's had the most development out of most of the characters. Adam Eve hasn't had a ton, but I think she's really interesting.
Well, Adam Eve has her own movie.
Yeah, well, but Adam Eve like jumped up the train a lot after the finale. The finale made Adam Eve drop from like 3rd or 4th favorite character to like now she's like number 1.
Yeah,
and then
she has a good character.
I think
she's just a well-developed character. She's not just strong to be strong. She's not just, she has flaws. She has problems with her parents. She has problems with her powers. She had a lot of like mental issues when she like was living in a treehouse. Decided she's hanging up the cape and she's gonna go back to school. So she actually has a lot of development that goes on. Same as Rex. Rex also had a lot of development, and then there's other characters like immortal who seems to be like degrading. Like he was like one of the greatest heroes in season 1, and now in season 3 he's just like dying all the time. He'd like we get in one of the episodes we get transported to like a different dimension where Omni-Man or not where the immortal is like the strongest character, and for some reason he like becomes like a really really bad guy, but like he's not that strong in the first place. So it's like I don't know how
Yeah,
that even happened.
yeah, it's weird.
And he just blames Mark. I don't know what's going on. That episode was a weird episode where the dimension episode, Immortal becomes this like godlike creature where he just controls everything. But Mark is the reason that he does it, but he doesn't explain why Mark becomes the bad guy. I don't know.
You got me. I don't know. It was a one-off episode for the season. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe that has a meaning later. Who?
I hope they just don't like really open the dimension thing like the MCU did, where it's like time doesn't matter because we got that one guy that can teleport through dimensions or whatever. I'm worried about that guy. That guy could really throw a wrench in the show's quality to me. Because if this guy just keeps bringing all these characters over from different dimensions or whatever, it's kind of like, what's the point of any of this?
Yeah, it was also disappointing that he's back. So we got like everyone's
Yeah.
like reoccurring over and over and over again. But you know who won't be reoccurring? Are the twins, unless they come from another universe. Because Omni Man Jr. just decimated them.
Yeah. Now that you say that he's going to be a bad guy, I guess I could see. Yeah, he might become. He's going to join the Viltrum. I don't know if is he actually ever going to be a problem, or maybe he will be a problem because his whole thing is like he grows up really fast, so he's going to become like an adult really fast, and then he's going to
And he'll
become
go
a problem.
insane. He'll like just go insane really fast. Yeah, I don't know.
That's going to be. I'm calling it now. If they're going for 7 seasons, the finale of next season is going to be Mark versus his brother, and he has to kill his brother. That'd be a cool. That'd be a cool season finale.
Could be, yeah.
Even though Conquest is probably going to come back next season because they definitely saved Conquest.
Oh yeah, because they set up for Conquest to come back because Cecil wants to talk to him. Yeah, Cecil's
Yeah.
interesting. He's got his hand in so much stuff, and like he's got all this tech. I'm like, man, Cecil's like a badass.
Cecil is pretty cool. He's just got the teleporting tech where he just goes wherever he
Yeah.
wants. He is cool. He is cool. But yeah, that's Invincible season 3.
Season 3,
Uh,
we're moving up, and it's
Still a
good.
solid show.
Looking forward.
I
to
don't
the
know.
next season.
It feels like nobody watches this show. I don't really know anybody besides you and I that watch this show. And there's not really much about it online, except for that meme that it made in season 1, where it's just like Omni-Man doing the like, "Why don't you understand?"
Look what they have to do to match a fraction of our power. Like I see
Yeah.
that meme is like forever. Like there's one with the Switch 2, I think now. Like just
Yeah, that meme is becoming iconic. But besides that, I don't really see anything about this show at all from anywhere.
That meme has had more sticking power than anything. Yeah, this show is not all that talked about. I don't know. It's weird.
It's good though.
Yeah, I do.
It's better than the Marvel stuff that's coming out. If you like superhero stuff, this is better than the Marvel stuff. Probably, dare I say, better than the Marvel stuff that has ever been. I think I might like Invincible more than I like the MCU.
I mean,
but I guess it's more for adults. I don't know.
The MCU also has been shooting itself in the foot for the last like 4 or 5 years. So I mean, like, you know, they've eroded all of their goodwill.
Yeah, it's hard to watch something that's superhero related and not compare it to the MCU because the MCU was such a big thing for so many years. So I remember being excited to go see like every single Marvel movie, but now it's now I don't want to see any of them. Like, but I don't. This show kind of captures that a little bit for me. I was really enjoying watching the Conquest episode, or there's a couple episodes in there where it's like, yeah, this is a good story here. I'm watching some good stuff. And that's how I felt for the MCU.
I kind of want to read the comic because I mean the comic is.
I don't know how long it is. I back to what we first started with. It came out in 2003, which is way older than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be like 2018 or something like that.
So that means they had plenty of time to actually go and copy Worf's lines for Battle Beast. You have no honor. Like that's like something Worf says all the time. You have no honor. Like
I hope Battle Beast. I hope they do something with Battle Beast.
I mean, they picked them up.
They did pick them up. It's going to be Alan, the alien, Omni-Man, and Battle Beast is like a trio that's just gonna like kill people, kill other Viltrumites.
Well, I was really, so next season I hope they start going to collect the things that hurt Viltrumites. Because season 2 they had the whole thing where like they discovered Mark's
The
dad's
books.
books where like they talk about all these things that hurt Viltrumites, and
Yeah. And it was all it
they
was all
they didn't
it was like
even.
mysterious, wasn't it? It is like it wasn't directly told in the book what it is, but it was like adjacent to it, or they had to like figure it. It wasn't telling you directly, right?
Well, I mean, like
I don't remember.
they were fiction. They were written as fictional stories, but they were like, no, these
Oh,
are
was that
real.
was it? Yeah, that
They,
was it.
they were.
Yeah, that was
He
it.
was a failed author because no one liked his books, but they were written to be fiction, but they were actually fact. They were
Yeah.
actually real. So they never did anything with that. So I'm wondering if we'll finally
No,
get
well,
back to
that's what I'm
season.
saying. They didn't do anything with Omni-Man this season. He pretty much just was in the prison the entire time waiting to die, and then the last episode of the season, he's like, "Never mind, I changed my mind. I'm not gonna die anymore." That
Yeah,
was like
but
that was the whole season for him.
yeah, I'm really hoping we'll. But I mean, I thought Mark was going to go find these things.
That's what I thought too, but Mark did not really leave Earth.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that plot line goes somewhere because they didn't touch on. They didn't even mention it. This.
No, not once. Not once. I would like to know more about Omni-Man too. I mean, he seems like I'm again. I mean, obviously I'm biased, but like he's a great character.
So how did
Also, how
he?
strong is Alan, the alien?
There he
How
is.
strong is that guy? He seems like he just got beat up by Viltrumites just to provoke Omni-Man from escaping. He's like, he said something offhand where he's like, yeah, I was just letting myself get beat up.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
He could have. I'm sure he probably could have taken that guy. He just wanted to look weak so that Omni Man would save him.
yep.
Because
Well,
he knows Omni
that's
Man
season
stood
3.
darn in the
I would
insides.
go watch Invincible. Don't watch the next Spider-Man movie that's coming out. I think they announced another one, so
They did. Oh no, not that.
yeah, yeah.
Why?
I don't know, man. We'll see what they'll because they make a lot of money. Those
Oh,
Spider-Man movies make more money than like the Avengers movies. People like their Spider-Man, but also people should go watch Invincible because it's also a very good show. The animation is not as good as
absolutely.
Arcane, but the story is very good.
The story is better than Arcane.
For some, it might be. It might be.
For
But anyway,
people
email
who
David
don't
at
like
synthaholics at
Arcane,
yahoo.com.
absolutely.
Watch
Anyway,
Invincible.
watch Invincible. Yes, watch Wheel of Time. It's better this season.
It's like anytime you have a moment to talk about Wheel of Time, it's like, please.
Please, it needs more watch time, and that's what we'll be coming back next time with the second half of season 3 of Wheel of Time. So catch you then. Synthaholics
If
out.
anybody's watching it,
Who knows?
please watch it.
All right, until next time, guys.